We love High Potential. We are so excited for season 2. I don't know if you've noticed, but there's been a lot of speculation about a possible romance between your characters. Yes. What are your thoughts? That would.
We're cousins on my Australian side.
Yeah, that's what I thought. On that, I mean, she's unbearable as it is. To have to spend more time with her is just going to be really difficult. So I don't know. I'll find somewhere within myself a center to be able to deal with that storyline.
Yeah. No, I don't know if there's enough room for me, him, and his quads. So that might be hard for the camera to be able to capture. Yeah, you like these?
These are good. You're really funny. That's really good. I like it.
Yeah, I feel bad to bring it to a sad note now, but Oz lost his father recently. I know, we did a big switch. However, how has that affected the way you play the character once you found out that news?
Well, I mean, the first and foremost, we have to get the game maker, the serial killer that's out there that's making us play these games. So I think once that is satisfied, it'll be interesting to see how they explore that element throughout the rest of the season.
And then I'm so curious, what is the storyline that you would like to see explored for your character next season? Because we haven't been able to dive too deep into her backstory.
I think that that's, first of all, I just love that we are getting 18 episodes to be able to take our time and get to know all of our characters. Really, I love the connection between Morgan and Daphne. I think that that's such a beautiful sisterhood that we haven't really gotten to dive too deep into. Anything with action, obviously, I love. So that one little action scene I live for. Yeah. So more of that makes me happy.
And you did it in heels as well. That was really you ran like a champion. Yeah.
Well, lastly, the rookie universe is still alive and well. We've got some rookie cast here. Would you ever be interested in making a cameo? There's also a new spinoff on the way.
Yeah. I mean, I love everyone I worked with in Rookie Feds was so lovely, and it's such a rich universe that if there's a way they can bring him back in, I mean, the FBI is existing out in that world, so we'll see.
First of all, what do you think inspired Soto to take a chance on Morgan in the pilot, and how does she feel about that decision now?
Well, I'm very proud of Soto for taking a chance on Morgan. She's absolutely brilliant, as off as she may be, but she's absolutely brilliant. I think as woman to woman, Soto really, really picked up on that. So, I think it tends to be a little bit heavy and more complicated than she wants it to be, but it's always worth it.
Well, Soto was also one of the first people who was actually willing to help Morgan find out what happened to Roman. How do you feel that dynamic and that investigation, now that we know he's alive, will play out in the second season?
Well, that's the arrangement they made. She said, you work with me, I'll find your husband. So she has to live up to that promise. That's all I can say. And that will have an impact on their relationship. It'll bring them closer. It'll create some drama. But we are a drama.
Of course, and then lastly, I would love to get even more into Soto's backstory. We haven't gotten too much in season 1. Do you think that's something we could explore more in season 2?
Yeah. I've been talking to the writers, and that we're excited about using the relationship of Soto and Morgan and everybody in the precinct to kind of explore where she comes from. Karadec is her right hand, so we're going to see them, where they come from, what their history is, and I know that Soto's a workaholic, so we'll have to see how that impacts her personal life with her family members.
First of all, you had a very lovely guest star this season that you got to work with from Vanderpump Rules. It sparked up a little romance there. Is that something that you would like to see come back down the line?
I would love to have Ariana back on the show. Yeah, I think she and I got along really well. She was a lot of fun and goofy, just like me. So yeah, I could totally see that being the case. Because I was surprised. I was pleasantly surprised. She was just an absolute trooper. And yeah, I'm down for whatever. I'm pretty chill. So if they brought her back, that'd be a lot of fun. Yeah.
Well, we also know that sadly Ormwood has a brain tumor that has played obviously a big part of his story. What has it been like to kind of play out that storyline as the actor and do that?
What has it been like? What?
Yeah, how has it been to play that storyline out as the actor, and where do you think he goes from here?
Oh, I mean, it's been a little bit weird. It's a little heavy, that storyline. So it's a heavier storyline. So you got to. I always try to play things as realistically as possible and try to kind of play out how I would react in those situations, and then try to apply it to the character in a way. So there's heavier scenes in it, where I find out when I have the tumor, and then in the end of the finale in this episode, there's the very last scene that I have in the season, and that's a kind of a bookend, open-ended storyline there, and that was a little strange too, because I've seen two people have seizures before, and both of them were kind of different. So it's kind of like, and neither one of them were because of a brain tumor. So I kind of had to find, I guess, a happy medium, and hopefully I didn't do any disservice to anyone that's had seizures due to a brain tumor. I'm hoping that, hoping it looks realistic as well.
Well, lastly, we're so excited that you guys have been renewed for another season. What is a storyline you'd like to explore for Wormwood in season 4?
Ooh, that's a really good question. I haven't really thought about that. A storyline I would like to explore. Heller's. Captain Heller. Heller's by far my favorite character on the show. He's absolutely hilarious, and you only see a fraction of how funny Heller actually is. So I'd like to see him integrated more in the cases that we're working on and just our interactions with him, because I can honestly, when he and I are working, I can barely get through a scene with him. I have to turn my head and I feel bad because I'm cracking up while he's doing it, and he's just trying to get through his lines, and I'm screwing it up for him. But I can't help it, and he's just a professional. So Heller, I think Franklin would be an awesome addition, to bring on and have us actually, kind of broaden the number of people that are working on the cases, and have I'd at least like one Heller-centric episode, where Heller's like a badass doing his thing, but funny at the same time. I don't know.
We have it on camera, so now the idea is out in the world, and we will see it. So I would love to know a storyline that you would like to explore for your character next season.
I would love her to date. I would really love for Faith to have like a consistent boo. Somebody who she can like lean on, her rock. I feel like a lot of the other characters right now have like Angie has Will or Marion, and Jake / Ormwood has like his wife and Angie to lean on. I want somebody for Faith to lean on. I want her to have like a person. So yeah.
Yes, the team is going through a lot this season. Ormwood's brain tumor, Angie's pregnant. How is this going to affect your character given the close bond that they have with everyone?
I can't give any spoilers. The finale just came out tonight, okay. Oh, you've seen it, okay. How is this gonna affect my character? I feel like Faith often is the person, like I said before, that people lean on, and so it doesn't make her crumble, but it does make her expose herself and, be on edge a little bit more. She's a lot more human, we'll see a little later. Outbursts, speaking her mind a lot more than she already does in a very aggressive way. And we love to see it because she deserves to be human, right? So yeah.
Well, Trent, it has been renewed. First of all, were you and the cast together when you heard the news?
Wait, good question. Where the heck were we when we got the renewal? Oh my gosh. This is bizarre. Where was I when I found out? I think we had already wrapped. We were lucky last season, at the end of season 2, to hear that we got a season 3 pickup while we were still working. But I think we had already wrapped season 3 when we just got our season 4 pickup. Long-winded answer to say, no, sadly we weren't together.
That's okay, as long as you all got the good news and could celebrate together.
Yeah, the group text was popping, yeah.
Can you imagine if one of you didn't get the good news and just was like, are we going back to set?
They didn't hear it until now, and then today we're like, oh yeah, no. We're doing another season, right? Exactly. You didn't make plans, did you?
Well, we've got some big stuff, I think, coming up for Angie next season. She is pregnant. How do you think this is going to change her going forward? What are you looking forward to in terms of that storyline?
Oh my gosh, it's so interesting. First of all, is she going to keep the baby? Second of all, if she keeps the baby, is she going to raise the baby with Seth? And what does that do to her relationship with Will? They're obviously just friends, but it's complicated emotionally. And she's not like a soft and cuddly person. Not that a mom has to be soft and cuddly, but it'll be interesting to see what parts of herself she finds and how she can really be loving as a contrast to how awful her mom was. Right. Manipulative and terrible, and so she can definitely not do those things.
We want happiness for Angie. That's all we want. Happiness for Angie 2025.
That's what we want. # happiness for Angie 2025. I think she deserves it. I think she's earned it. I think she might get some.
Well, you mentioned Seth and Will. I am curious because I have seen some differing opinions among fans. Do you think that there is still hope for her to rekindle something with Will, or do you like it better as a friendship?
I feel like as a TV show, I don't know. As if the real people, I'm really happy for Will and Angie to where they've gotten to be as a healthy friendship. I think that's beautiful. And if they were my friends, I would be like, this is great. This is where you need to be. Like, it seems to be kind of chaotic when you're together or something. So maybe just enjoy this. But for the show, I don't know. Drama's great for the show.
I mean, hopefully it will go on for many, many seasons, so you never know.
Sure. We got a lot to explore.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, speaking of that, is there a storyline that you would like to explore for Angie? Let's say you had like the magical writer's pen. You could write anything for Angie. What would it be?
No, it's so much pressure. I like being surprised, and sometimes even when they tell me what's coming, I'm like, what? I don't want to know. That's crazy. I'd like to see her completely like off on her own adventure somewhere. It doesn't have to be an extended adventure, but just like something where she's really on her own for a little bit, and because I feel like she's always viewing things through the lens of her partner Wormwood or her sponsor Franklin or through Will and GBI partnerships, and just like it would be really interesting to have her alone or with the girls. That's actually, I'd like to see more Faith and Amanda with Angie teaming up on work and or life things.
We would also love to see it. Okay, happiness for Angie and more Faith and Angie. Okay, got it, locked in.
Sagar, I want to start with you. Your character has some of the funniest quips throughout season 1. What was your favorite to record?
Oh man, there's so many. I really, I think I didn't expect the credenza line to be as funny as it was, or for everybody to love it that much.
Yeah. And by the way, that wasn't written in. It was him, Sagar, asking what a credenza was during a table read.
Yeah, I think it was like vaguely written in, but like loosely, and I just kind of was like, yeah, a credenza. I don't think I know what that is. Yeah, I don't remember how it was written, but
it was written as the gun is in the credenza. That's it.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
There you go. It's that one.
Do you have those moments on set where you're like, you think one is going to crush and then it doesn't have like an audience impact, and then there's one that you're like, I don't know if this will do well, and then you hear it on social and it's just opposite?
It's like really hard to know on set if something landed or not, because like everybody has to be quiet on set. So like you think a joke is going to be funny and you say it, and in your head you still think it's funny, but nobody laughs, and then you question it, and so you're like, let me change it up for the next take. You just never really know.
Asif, speaking of references, your character makes a lot of references to The Godfather throughout season 1.
Yeah.
Was that your doing? Are you a fan of the franchise, or was it already in the script?
I love The Godfather, but that's not. Abdullah Said was obsessed with The Sopranos and with The Godfather, and his late father-in-law, Al Ruddy, actually produced The Godfather. So he has like a familial connection with that film, with those films. And so, yeah, he kind of dropped all these little nuggets throughout for my character and my character's evolution throughout. But it was great. I mean, I'm obsessed with the movies too. So it was what a great compliment.
Very much so. Purna, you have quite the physical role in this series. What was the preparation like for it?
Nothing.
She just went in. She was like, "Let's fucking go, dude."
Yeah. It's
People
called
know that
stunt doubles.
Yeah.
My prep was to get a stunt double that looked a lot like me. That was my prep.
Did I ever tell you I once worked on a show and my stunt double was a Puerto Rican woman? This is 100% true. And she did a great job.
Can I ask what show it was?
Wrecked. It's an old show on TBS. Yeah. And she killed it. I was like watching it and I was like, wait, that isn't me? That's insane.
Guys, the way season 1 ends, we have quite a bit of a cliffhanger, and we're still waiting to hear news on season 2.
Yeah.
Can you share anything positive with me?
That we're optimistic. We feel good.
Share anything positive?
That's what I'm trying to do right now. That's what we're trying to.
What's in the cards?
What? Question for you.
We feel good.
This is an envelope that says, "Oh my God, renewed."
we feel good about it. I'm very optimistic about it, but we truthfully don't know. And, I feel like us coming here is, I feel like a good sign. But ultimately, we don't know, and we're here to truthfully just really celebrate everybody that worked on the show.
And corner a lot of people at dinner.
Yeah, we're here to schmooze.
Yeah, schmooze and put the pressure on.
You know who's a huge fan of the show?
Who?
David Desmalchian. Are you guys friends?
I met him. Yeah, I met him.
I mentioned we interviewed for Murderbot at the junket, and we are just talking about how great streaming TV is right now. And he specifically was like, Deli Boys.
Wait,
I'm obsessed. Murderbot?
No, he's not.
That's
here.
Apple
That's
TV.
a different show.
That's a Netflix.
Yeah, that's a different.
But David is great. I met him at Agatha, the premiere for Agatha, and he was so nice, so great, such a good guy, and so talented.
Okay, let's have him on season 2 if we get one.
I would love that. I would love to have David. If you're watching this, we're gonna try. Hey, David, if you're watching this, we have no power over casting, so
We have no idea if we have a season 2.
yeah, but we'll put the word out.
Yeah.
Outside of Deli Boys, I do
Yeah.
want to ask you guys a couple questions. Amir Khan in Miss Marvel. I love you guys, the Khan family. You guys are the best.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about the trajectory of your character? Do you think we will see him again?
I truly don't know. I truly don't know.
It's the classic Marvel answer. You might know, you just won't tell me.
No, I actually don't know.
Because we know.
Yeah, we would know.
Yeah.
We would have a look
you
on
would
our
tell.
face like, don't say it. Yeah.
Keep it in.
No, I really don't know. I mean, like, we shot the Marvels in 2021, so that was 4 years ago, and then the movie came out in 23. I haven't heard. We didn't even get to have a premiere because the strike was happening. And
But
so
Miss Marvel season 2.
I don't know anything about that either.
I hope so. That one was so.
All our next seasons, we have no idea about.
We have no
truthfully.
clue, but we would love to.
Yeah.
To if you're in anything Marvel related, you just dream of getting that call and being like, hey, can you come do this thing and that thing? So
Yeah.
we're here, we're available.
Maybe we could have a superhero join Deli Boys, and
think
we
what
could
we-
be a part of the MCU.
Yeah, I think what we need to do, Sagar, is we just need to, for season 2, pitch them that we are not playing Mir and Raj, we're playing our Marvel characters as a ploy to be like, but see how many people like Marvel.
Yeah.
I'll wrap with this one. You did get the superhero call. Zoe and Lanterns. Is there anything you can tell us about Zoe?
Nothing at all.
How awesome is Lanterns, though?
The writing is the best writing I've read for any superhero movie
Anything.
or script, anything. It is.
Other
It's very.
than Deli Boys, right?
No,
Deli Boys
for-
is not
Superhero thing specifically.
Okay.
It is grounded, and what I mean, it is very like earth-based relationships and earth-based love and loss and fighting and all that stuff. It's truly for a person who doesn't know anything about the genre to read the scripts. It was the easiest thing. It was the scariest thing to be invited to. Come into, and the easiest thing to do because
The one thing that we can spoil is that Purna Jagannathan is Superman. And that's something that the fans need to know. And I think a lot of the trailers and advertising are making it seem like it's some dude, but that's just merely just sort of like a sort of.
It's a bait and switch.
It's a bait and switch.
Yeah.
It's going to be Purna. She's going to be flying, and you have to get used to it.
and that the cast, Kyle and Aaron, are just spectacular actors and great chemistry.
Awesome. Mr. Waldron, thank you so much for taking the time. Chad Powers, you co-created with Glenn Powell. Who approached who first with the idea?
It came to Glenn and I have been good buddies for a while, and it came to us via our agents at the same time. And we're both huge college football fans. He went to Texas, I went to University of Georgia, and we saw an opportunity to make a show set in the world of college football. We said we got to do it.
And inspired a little bit by Eli Manning's commercial back in the day?
Fully inspired by, it was Eli's sketch that he did on his show Eli's Places. There was this viral thing where Eli disguised himself as this goofy walk-on guy named Chad Powers, and so fully inspired by that.
Did you have any inspiration from Ted Lasso as well? Because it kind of had a similar trajectory of Ted Lasso commercial first, huge hit on Apple TV, hoping the same is going to be the same with Hulu?
I think certainly something like Ted Lasso, a sports show that was hugely successful, that's really, that's really good for us. Eastbound and Down was another huge inspiration for me. Also stuff like Bull Durham, Major League. We tried to really draw on all of our favorite sports stories.
Amazing. Final question. I know you also wrote Heels. I'm a huge pro wrestling fan. I loved that show. I know sending it to Netflix almost had the idea of maybe it'll get a season 3 there. Are there any updates on that front?
Nothing right now. You keep hoping that maybe the audience will find it and that you'll get to do more. we would certainly love to do more of that. I think everybody who finds the show really enjoys it. We're really proud of what we made. So if we ever got the opportunity, I know everybody would be stoked to come back and do more of that one.
Season 3 production is ongoing, if I'm not mistaken. How has filming been?
It's been great. You know, we get to pick up where we left off last season with a lot more, drama and messiness happening and sexiness happening. So we're in a great spot. We're on 4? We're on season 4 currently, right?
Season 3, but we're kind of episode 4 going into 5. So we're going to go back to work when this is over. So yeah.
So where are you guys shooting?
Currently shooting in Atlanta.
Okay, so a short flight to get here to New York.
Not too bad.
Short flight.
We have some people flying here from London, I think, who are working on Avengers and all that kind of stuff.
That is a longer flight.
A little bit.
Can you tell me about your character's evolution going into season 3? What are we dealing with going into this new season?
Well, I think for Lewis, it's a lot about trying to figure out the path ahead. I think sometimes to figure out the path ahead, you got to figure out who you are today. So I think the vivid world that Ramla Muhammad has created has given me as an actor the opportunity to kind of explore that through Lewis, and also kind of figuring out what's happening with his marriage with Jax, which I think is a pretty cool part of the show as well.
Yeah, we get to pick up with Jax. She's in a place where she's kind of redefining herself, and trying to understand who she is now as a result of what happened last season. And so professionally, she's ready and eager to be back in the courtroom, so we get to see some of that this season. That's when she's kind of at her best professionally. She feels that way. So we get to play in that world a little bit. And then personally, we get to see her leaning into her softer, more vulnerable side. She's in her soft girl era, this season. And we get to see if she likes being there or not. That may not be for her, you know what I mean? So Jax is trying to see where she is right now this season.
Well, Jennifer, thank you so much for talking with me today. Welcome to Disney Upfronts. Zootopia 2, it's been 9 years since the original.
Gosh.
Obviously, we had Zootopia Plus on Disney Plus, but if I'm not mistaken, that was archived recordings?
Yes, my performance was archived for that season, yes.
So how does it feel to finally get back in the voice of Judy Hopps?
Having watched the first movie a million times, because I have an 8 and a 10-year-old, it made it a lot easier than if we had not had these 9 years in between.
Is that the coolest thing, like a project you made, they just gravitate to naturally?
Yes, and it's actually the only thing I've done that they really will watch. Like, they have no interest, even though I starred alongside their father in Once Upon a Time, and even though they are the perfect age and they are Disney nuts, they will not watch it. They've got a thing about seeing us kissing that freaks them out.
Zootopia 2 is coming out in November. Is there anything you can tell us about the story of this one?
I can tell you we're expanding the world. It's very funny. It's very fun. I cried a couple of times reading the script. Nick and Judy are learning a lot about themselves and therefore each other. And Ke Huy Quan has joined us, and he plays a snake. And you might ask yourself, did I see any reptiles in the first movie? And you'll realize you didn't. And that's all I can say about that.
So there's value in a rewatch before we get to November.
I think so.
Okay.
Always.
Well, I heard that there is a Zombies 4 coming out. I think I don't know, but was that top secret? I'm so sorry, guys. I hear there may also be some vampires.
Maybe we have one standing in this group of 4 right now. Who knows?
might be yours truly, but there might be some more too. So
true.
You're gonna have to wait.
Yes, the answer is yes, there are vampires.
Okay, well then what do you guys think of these new creatures? What are they going to bring to the zombie franchise?
With every movie, we've got a new species, and they always bring some cool new culture, clothing, style of dancing, type of music. This one, we kind of get 2, and I know that we say this about every movie, but it does feel so elevated, bigger and better, and I think that it's honestly just kind of a simple story, which I love, and we let the magic and the splendor of it all do the talking. But yeah, these vampires and these other vampires, can we say it? Daywalkers. Very beautiful.
Daywalkers.
They're gonna rock the world.
100%.
Yeah.
You guys agree with that sentiment? They're gonna rock the world?
I agree they'll rock the world.
I just take it.
I hope so.
So rocked.
Yeah. They'll show
the
the
most
world.
rocked of worlds.
Worlds are gonna be rocked.
No, seriously. But honestly, there's a great message to this movie. We shot it in New Zealand, so it just felt like a whole new vibe. It honestly feels like the first 3 Zombies movies are a trilogy, and this one is like the start of a new trilogy. Yeah. You know what I mean? It feels like we're really opening up a lot of great new opportunity for the Zombies franchise.
Well, what's next for your guys' characters? Because I believe you have a little bit of a romance going on in the franchise. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like Zed and Addison are like, in this movie, it's really cool because I feel like they're teaming together and they're almost like little grandparents in this movie. They're like, trying to pass on the lessons that they've learned onto Victor and Nova. And so I feel like their relationship is stronger than ever. And chaos ensues. So there's a little, but you'll have to see that.
They're locked in.
Yeah.
I feel like in the first 3 movies, there's twists and turns, but obviously they're together forever in this one, and they've really taken a more parental role. They're a team now, guiding the future, if you will.
So there are grandparents.
Yeah.
I'm cool with parents, but grandparents is fine too.
Yeah.
We are in rocking chairs though.
We are.
Well, lastly, I would love to know, do you two have a favorite song in the entire zombie franchise? I know it's hard, like picking between children, but...
There's so many. I think Someday, it's just a classic. Like, it's a classic from the first movie, but I also love Exceptional Zed. It's a great one.
That's my girl.
It's a great one. So I think between those two, I think I grew up on Someday singing it with my dad. So, love it.
Yeah. Oh, honestly, sorry, before you answer this, me and Freya went on a road trip in New Zealand, and we sang Someday in the car, and Freya's dad got pipes, yo. Mike, wherever you are, you make a great Zed. I love you. Shout out. Malachi, take it.
Okay, this is a really hot take. I don't know if it's like my favorite, but it's the most nostalgic for me, is Alien Invasion from number 3, because when I was auditioning for Zombies 4, I went in with the choreographer Draco, and he taught me part of the Alien Invasion choreography to send to these little guys.
Which we watched, and it was awesome. This guy can dance, let me tell you.
Yeah, so I would say that one for the nostalgia side of things. But my all-time favorite, it's been released. The name's been released.
Yeah, do it, dude. Just do it.
The names are out.
I'm gonna have to say "Dream Come True,"
Oh.
and it's a special moment.
I didn't realize I was saying the fourth too. Yeah, same.
Between me and
If we're doing fourth as well.
I don't care if it's not out yet.
Yeah.
Now you have something to look
Dream
forward
Come
to.
True.
Yeah.
Let's
Get ready.
look out for it.
Let's sing some.
It's a dream come true, really.
Well, lastly, Milo, my friend, I love some school spirits. Any update on season 3 production?
Dude, I don't know how much I can say, but I just had a conversation with the team, and it was really just about Wally and his journey. I'm excited to get back. If I'm going back, I don't know. We'll see. But there's a lot of new dynamics, new friendships I think people are going to be excited about, because we have like 2 worlds, and the humans and the ghosts don't really get to interact too much, but now people are switching worlds a little bit, so there you go.